The good hiding. Said don't worry, it's coming soon. Alright then, let's talk about it. AJ says I need a good hiding, said it plain, no disguise. Don't worry Matthew, it's coming soon, no surprise. Words like that don't vanish, they hang in the air. So I'm treating every syllable like humanity. Ex-royal military police, yeah, I've done my time. Trained as a British soldier, discipline in the spine. So when you talk like that, I don't laugh it away, I take it serious, every word that you say. So if you're coming, come and get me. Don't just talk where the crowd can see. Bring your words, bring your energy, but know exactly what that means. You said it loud, you made it clear. Tried to dress it up as fear. I'm right here, I won't pretend. I don't run, I don't bend. You said bring it soon, like a promise you made. Like you're stepping out of shadow, stepping onto a stage. Talking like pressure, something I've never known. Like I ain't stood my ground when I've stood alone. I've seen men talk big when they're backed by a screen. Seen noise turn quiet when it's face to face. Seen so understand, there's clearly no confusion, no spin. Every word that you throw, yeah, I'm taking it in. So if you're coming, come and get me. Don't just talk where the crowd can see. Bring your words, bring your energy, but know exactly what that means. You said it loud, you made it clear. Tried to dress it up as fear. I'm right here, I won't pretend. I don't run, I don't bend. This ain't a game, this ain't for show. Some lines get crossed, and you should know there's weight in words, there's consequence. Not everything lives in the internet. So if you're coming, say it again. Let the whole world hear you then. Every line you chose to say comes right back around in the end. I'm right here, same as before, still standing, nothing more. You made the claim, you set the tone. Now stand by it on your own. You said it would happen soon. I'm still here.
Yo, big shout out to Brian in the house. Hello, Brian. Dream Team in the house on Matt Taylor TV. Yes, indeed. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. It's Saturday, the 4th of April, 2026, and you're watching Matt Taylor TV. I'm your host, Matt Taylor. Over to Brian. The Dream Team founder is here and direct. Let's get confused. Hey, listen. Parking the Artemis 2 on the way to the moon. I've got this issue to deal with. The infamous, the notorious suicide troll that some people may know more familiar as AJ Lashbrook from the Fuckwit family, has gone out publicly saying I deserve a good beating and that I shouldn't worry because it's going to happen soon. Now, I'm sure if anyone else had a message like that, you would be put into a stand-to position. You deserve a good hiding, and don't worry, it's going to happen soon. So now I'm on full alert. I'm on full alert that AJ and his band of merry men are on the way down to give me a good hiding. Sorry, what was that you said, Brian? Brian, hard enough, Matt. Let's bring it on, mate. I'll take on anyone, my friend. I'll full AJ. And listen, as I said to those 4 veterans who came to go and throw me in the Thames, 4 of them came. And I got up and I said, I will guarantee I'll take 2 of you with me. Before this incident is over, I would take 2 of you. So 50% of you are going to be no more. So bring it on. And that was enough for them to walk away. But yeah, I mean, I still have to take it seriously. Okay? And thanks for the offer of help, Brian, but there's some things in life that you got to do for yourself. And one of them is fight your own battles. And, you know, if the likes of the degenerate AJ Lashbury wants to come down with his band of merry men and give me a good hiding, I'm ready for it. In fact, I'd rather them get it over and done with. You know what I mean? He did promise me that I won't have to wait long. So let's get it on. Let's get it on, sunshine. You know, come down. Let's take care of business. Okay, I'm ready. I was born ready, mate. Interesting. Brian says he's got his address. Very interesting. So I hope you're doing well, Brian. Raise a glass. Hope you've had a good Easter weekend. Tell me, Brian. Tell me. I think it's a good indication of what kind of sound of mind you have. But do you believe Jesus Christ rose from the dead and ascended into heaven? No. Really, do you believe Jesus rose from the dead and ascended into heaven? I like to know. And also, while we're on the subject of having a little discussion, you know, what's all this about the King Charles not delivering an Easter message? Is that proof that he's abandoned the Christian faith? Is it? I don't know. But I found interesting watching Babs McKay live, where she totally has put the boot into King Charles. Now that's risky business in this day and age. You know, crikey. I certainly won't be going around shouting that King Charles is no king of mine. I'm too much of a coward. I appreciate we're living in a police state Britain. And the last thing you start doing in a police state Britain is mouthing off, telling everyone that King Charles is no king of mine. A big shout out to a regular on the show. Matt Taylor TV wouldn't be the same without the likes of Justin P and Brian Hurl. Big welcome, Justin. Welcome. 2-tier state, Matt. Okay, yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, what I've heard about 2-tier, and I'm not naming any names, but I am in regular conversation with a certain elderly woman, a woman of a certain class, so to say. Okay, and I've been a friend of this woman of a certain class, and I'm not being derogatory. Okay, I'm being actually genuine. So when I say a woman of a certain class, I mean she's upper class. Okay, this is an upper class lady of whom I first met in 2015 and whom I've enjoyed a friendship with since. Yes, we have a regular chat. You know, she's older than me. She's a good maybe 15 to 20 years older than me. I've never been disrespectful enough to ask her name, but I've met her once, and since then we have kept in regular telephone contact. And she has told me that there is a certain European Prime Minister who leads a double life, who is actually a homosexual and whose marriage is a sham, and who is actually blackmailed by the deep state. Now, of course, living in this police state Britain, I'm certainly not going to name that European Prime Minister. But yet people more braver than myself, such as Brian Hurl, would. But yeah, isn't that interesting? And I think I do believe, I like to say publicly, that I've heard it on good authority from someone within that class that there is a European Prime Minister who leads a double life. Over to Brian, who says, I name names, my friend. The dream team doesn't care. Yes, AJ doesn't know who he's messing with. Yeah. There you go, Brian. Yes, Brian's right. Philip Schofield is an example of a married man living a double life. And of course, we can also equate that to Hugh Edwards, whose Channel 5 drama I thoroughly enjoyed. I did enjoy watching that. But yeah, going back to what Justin says, I mean, I'd just like to play this actually, Justin, a little comic relief. But to think, yeah, it's quite funny, isn't it? It's quite funny. It is quite, no, okay, it's bloody hilarious, isn't it? It's bloody hilarious. Let's watch it again. No, but I have to take it seriously. You know, if a bunch of degenerates are coming down to give me a good hiding, I have to be ready. Okay? Yeah, Brian Hurl is right. You know, Jimmy Savile, Philip Schofield, Rolf Harris, all these gay predators, if I may hasten to add, because they've been proved to be gay predators, leading double lives. And that gay predator label could also be applied to that certain European Prime Minister who also leads a double life. And like I said, I've heard that from good authority. I'm sitting here and I feel like a bit like Gary Waterman. But mind you, Gary Waterman made me laugh when he said King Charles is an infiltrator from the Cray family. I mean, fucking hell. Yeah, you hear some stuff. You hear some stuff. Brian Hurl will sort it out for you, Matt. Brian knows a lot of tasty geezers. Yes, he's already kind of offered his assistance, but I said no. I said no, Brian. There's certain battles you got to fight for yourself, and in a way, I actually quite look forward to the possibility of AJ and his crew coming down to give me a good pasting. I've just seen I've got the there's a spelling mistake there, isn't there? Typical. Yeah, what a load of rubbish. So, hope everyone's having a lovely Easter weekend. So, Brian, what is this about? Do you believe Jesus Christ rose from the dead? I'll take AJ to deep, dark waters, mate. Wow, that sounds threatening. That does. Fucking hell. Bunch of spastics. Now, actually, I think that's a bit insulting to spastics, really. No, it really is. It's a bit insulting to spastics. No, good, good. I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad you don't. There's something I want to show you about, but I'll do it later. I mean, I'm getting through a bottle of organic prosecco, which I quite like. I'm a big fan of prosecco. Oh, lovely. I'm an atheist. Interesting. I mean, yeah, I believe in an afterlife, and I believe in you know, a higher being, and I do actually believe in a hierarchy of heaven. But I just don't believe anyone can come back from the dead. And I also believe there's an alternative story to the story of Jesus Christ. And the alternative story is that he actually survived the crucifixion. And of course, you know, it makes more sense. It resonates with me more than the story of Jesus we read in the Bible. Oh, I always get a bit concerned when Brian Hurl says, trust me, Matt Taylor TV. AJ is scared of the Dream Team. Absolutely. I mean, have you heard his latest bullshit? His latest gaslighting. He's denying that the 26th of June 2019 Metro report of a man convicted of animal cruelty, of beating up his dog in public, was not him. I mean, the guy's a fucking gaslighting degenerate of the worst degree. We know for a fact he's admitted to the offence in his conversation with Taffy years ago, which I've actually got. And now he's gaslighting his audience into believing that he wasn't the individual photographed outside the court in June 2019, found guilty of animal abuse. The guy's a fucking example of degeneracy of the worst kind. And if I have to give credit to AJ for anything, is that he does break all barriers of degeneracy and respect. AJ literally needs a walking stick to get around. I know, yeah. The guy's a fucking... I mean, but thankfully, anyone who believes his bullshit has low IQ. So I think the gag is, to believe the bullshit of AJ Lashbrick, you need to have the same IQ as Babs. It's all a bit of banter. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. Where's Lenny anyway? Here I go live to catch up with all my old online buddies, and Lenny ain't here. I don't look. I want to show you this, okay? So, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I'll show you. I'll show you the original first, okay? I'll show you the original first. Here's the original.
One question completely glitches people out in all the launches that have ever gone into space. And all the cameras and satellites that are pointed back at this planet. There's not one satellite or one camera to catch the rocket on the way by as it leaves the planet. On a satellite, some camera that's tracking it from the ground has a pass-by camera, and then you see it fly out into space. There's not one video that shows that. I never see it leaving.
Okay, well, just hear that again. So here's some conspiracy theorists saying, look, we never see a satellite catch a rocket going into space, okay?
One question completely glitches people out in all the launches that have ever gone into space. And all the cameras and satellites that are pointed back at this planet. There's not one satellite or one camera to catch the rocket on the way by as it leaves the planet. on a satellite, some camera that's tracking it from the ground, has a pass-by camera, and then you see it fly out into space. There's not one video that shows that. I never see it leaving.
Okay, over to this. So apparently, that's the rocket going up. But it looks as if it hits. Or is that when the exhaust comes off? And then it's not going any further. You know what I mean? It stops there. This doesn't really. And at the point I just want to make is that I'm none the wiser. I'm none the wiser about that. Me and Lenny were chatting in Katie's live stream earlier. Oh yes. Now listen. I was just watching Gary Waterman, and I just couldn't deal with it anymore, man. I was like, no, I've had enough. I've had enough. So I turned off all my social media and watched a film on Netflix. Honestly, I'm getting conspiracy overload. Oh, so Lenny is out there. That's good. I hope he's well. So, yeah, I'm getting a conspiracy theory overload. You know, I don't know what's going on in the world, basically. I really don't. I was just going to show you something, but I can't find it. Not to worry. Let's just hear if this is it. Oh yeah, let me play you this. I mean, you may all be familiar with this guy, but I think he makes a good point about the velocity. Fucking, I can't even speak properly. Anyway, let me play you this. And I think he has a good point. I mean, if these rockets are going as fast as bullets, we should see it, if you know what I mean. Here we go.
You still think these things are going to space? Aw, that's adorable. Why don't you let me show you some things that might just cause you to question your belief in that? First, let me just ask you something. Do you even know how fast these space shuttles are supposedly traveling to be able to leave Earth? 17,000 miles per hour, and even faster at 25,000 miles per hour to leave Earth's gravity completely. Do you know how fast that is? Do you know how fast a bullet travels? A bullet speed varies, but it can go up to 3,000 miles per hour. So you're telling me those shuttles are going 8 times faster than a bullet. Have you ever seen them take off? No, seriously. Have you ever watched them take off and then take flight and compared their speed to the clouds? When you get rid of all the noise and you just look at it versus hearing it and seeing the flames, seems suspiciously slow. And remember, they tell us they go 17,000 and up to 25,000 miles per hour. They'll tell you a hypersonic jet speed is defined as anything going Mach 5 or 3,800 miles per hour. And they'll say, well, speeds have been reached of Mach 10 only in unmanned craft like NASA's X-43A.
But anyway, you get the point. But and I think he makes a good point, you know. If these crafts were going faster than a speeding bullet, we wouldn't see it go up. It would just be gone in a flash, man. But yeah, I'm laughing at you laughing at the health and safety comment. Apparently, it's just a run through. You know, it's a run through. And somebody was saying about what's this land continent? That's the Sahara. And I've checked it out on Google Earth, and I've looked at the Earth at the same angle. So I mean, everything does pan out. I mean, even on the picture here, I don't know what that light is. And there's so many questions. And another good point someone made is, you know, we always see the Earth, the moon shining, and it's implying that the reason the moon shines so bright is because it's a reflection from the light of the sun reflecting off the moon. But when man is on the moon, you don't see that reflection. Oh, it's all a bit confusing. I need to go there myself, to be fair. Allegedly walked on the moon 50 years ago, but I can't do it now. Fuck off. So there we go. Justin is just he's not buying it. Justin is totally not buying it. And I get why he's not buying it. You know, I get why he's not buying it. Very interesting. Oh, what's this bullshit? So I'm just going to change the music in the background. I think I'll have a bit of okay. Calm down. Let's have a bit of Cars. I do love Cars. Houston, we have a problem. No one is buying this bullshit. That's the big thing. No one's buying this bullshit. Embarrassing. Oh, Jesse on fire is live. NASA. Let's see what's going on with NASA. Oh, fucking. Look at this bullshit NASA is doing at the moment. I mean, it's not funny. It's not fucking funny, mate. Look at this. Look at this. Good times roll. Let the good times roll. I mean, look at that. That's what NASA is giving out at the moment. I mean, come on. What a load of bullshit. Incredibly, the majority just swallow it. But we must swallow it, mustn't we? We're told that when you have a cock down your throat, you do not spit, you swallow. Zero critical thinking. The thing is, I'm the first to admit I'm stupid. I'm the first to admit I'm stupid. I've done stupid things. I've gone down stupid alleyways. And may well, I mean, what is this? What the fuck is this? It's bullshit. That's what it is. What a load of bullshit. Oh, God. Don't know what to do now. I thought it'd be a good idea to go live. But without Lenny, and no offence to you or Brian Hurd, of course, but without Lenny, you know, what's the use of living? Sorry, I meant, what's the use of going live? I've enjoyed the weekend home. I've got my kids staying over next week. I'm getting them over to help me with the garden. God, it's in a fucking state. Bart Sibrel broke down what the astronauts That the astronauts in 3 hours, yeah. Bart Sibrel broke down that astronaut, Chuck. Yeah, he did, didn't he? He did. But yet that astronaut, Chuck, was just saying, look, we went. So I don't know, you know, that astronaut, Chuck, was like, yeah, I hear what you're saying. But still, we went. And I don't think Chuck was lying. I stopped watching it when they start talking about the shadows, and I always get a bit, oh, don't talk to me about shadows. You know, the angles of the shadows. It's like, mate, fucking hell. I think there's more compelling evidence about the angles of the shadow. But, of course, the shadow of the angle of the shadows is just one element of numerous elements that Bart Sibrel uses to prove, to his satisfaction at least, that the moon landings were faked. And of course, Bart Sibrel also puts forward testimony from eyewitnesses who claim that they know, as a matter of fact, that they've killed people to cover up the conspiracy. And I blame NASA for putting us all in this position of not knowing what the truth is. Because the truth shouldn't be debated. The truth should be so obvious, no one denies it. And like, damn NASA. Damn NASA for putting us in a position where we don't know what the truth is. I mean, this is not good enough. We're on the way to the moon, and that coverage is not good enough. That is an embarrassment. It's just not good enough. She's my best friend's girl. She's my best friend's girl. Uh-oh. And she used to be mine. Oh, what a great song. Oh, yeah. Remember listening to this as a teenager. Love a bit of Cars. So, who else reckons Jesus rose from the dead? Von Braun collected asteroids from Antarctica. That's your moon rocks. Yeah, interesting. It's in. I imagine I've got a movie in mind. Do you know? Someone was meant a NASA official that people mistake Neil Armstrong giving the moon rock to the Dutch Prime Minister years ago. Apparently, it was a NASA official who gave the moon rock to the Dutch Prime Minister, which turned out to be petrified wood. But I imagine there's a good movie behind that, because, you know, obviously there's been a theft, wasn't there? There was a theft. So I imagine the ambassador believed he was handing over a moon rock in good faith. But it just so happened that there was a daring robbery the night before in which the rock was swapped for petrified wood. So I'm letting that go. But yeah, that's how Bart Sibrel argues why we have so much moon rock. Because Chuck's excuse was, well, if we hadn't gone to the moon, how do you explain all the moon rocks we've got? And of course, Sibrel claims that Von Braun, the NASA director, once a Nazi scientist, collected all the moon rocks, asteroids from Antarctica. There you go. Armstrong was in the room at the time. He confirmed it was moon rock. Oh, did he? Fascinating. Just saying. Well, that still doesn't imply. I still think there's an opportunity for that, for the night before the handover, for that rock to have been replaced. I think it'll make a good movie. You know what I mean? I think it'll make a good movie. Because really, that's the ultimate heist, isn't it? Robbing something in which the owner doesn't realise they're being robbed. And the only way to do that is by replacing the prized object with a decoy. But listen, don't have to if you don't want to. I don't know. I don't know what the truth is, to be fair. Is the picture of Prince Andrew and Ghislaine Maxwell genuine? I would have said yes, but then I started watching Brian Harvey's breakdown of it, and I got bored, to be fair. And then I thought to myself, do I really care whether it's real or not? Why did NASA destroy all their thermometry, you know what I mean, from the moon landings? Yeah, why did they? Did they? It's all third party to me, mate. We're all here in third party. Well, how do you actually pronounce that word? Thermometry. And what does thermometry actually mean? I get the impression it's facts and figures of how to get somewhere, isn't it? Yeah, it's a good question. Why did they? I admit that the actions of NASA point to the suggestion that they're lying. I guess you're just what I needed. Guess you're just what I needed. Right. Oh, I don't know. Where's Lenny? That's all I want to know. I agree. It's like the inventor of electricity destroying all the evidence. I mean, if they generally destroyed, no, there's no reason why they should destroy anything in NASA. But humanity's greatest achievement, you archive that shit and you keep it fucking safe. You know what I mean? You don't fucking lose it. But yeah, I mean, I'm from the school that everything we know about the world around us are lies, is lies. This is a good thing. I'll play this for you. Over to Justin. Imagine discovering electricity and then saying you don't want anyone else to know about it. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? But mind you, I can imagine finding a spaceship and then not. No, I haven't found a spaceship. You know, what are you on about? The spaceship's all mine. I want you to watch this, okay? Because I'm open to this suggestion. Here we go.
What if the edge of the world isn't where you think it is? We're told we know where we live, that the map is settled, that the edges have been measured. But What if they haven't? What if there's more? And the reason we don't see it is because we were never meant to. This is the map they don't teach in school. Concentric rings, the known lands in the middle, surrounded by ice. Beyond that, more land, more suns, more civilizations. Atlantis, Asgard, the ancestral republic. Is it myth or just off limits? Flight paths curve, ships vanish, explorers go silent, and somehow Antarctica stays locked. They say it's too cold, too dangerous, too protected. By who? Because if this map is even half true, then everything changes. The firmament holds the ceiling, but the ice holds the borders. And past those walls, new worlds, old stories, and a history we were never meant to remember. They gave us a globe because a globe has no edges, no doorways, no escapes. But maybe, just maybe, the map was the first lie. What if the edge of the world isn't where...
Big up John Winoa. I agree totally. I never put a link up for Brian. What are you on about? It's for Lenny. Who do you mean by JW? John Wedger? Have you ever met John Wedger, Brian? I bet you have, haven't you? You met everyone, haven't you? I know you've met and I'm thinking of Lenny when I say this, because Lenny's a big fan of Ian Puddock. I know you've met Ian Puddock. Oh, I've got to change that. There's a big spelling mistake. Let's get rid of that. Oh, lovely. Antarctica, yeah. So if I was to, let's just put this in a metaphor, okay? Pretend we were playing a game of poker of like life, a poker game of life, and you had to bet on your beliefs. Would you go all in, or how much would you bet that that space is not real and we didn't go to the moon? I would, because I am a risk taker. I'm like, you know, all in, all for nothing, all for one for all. I imagine I would go all in that space is not real, and the narrative they sell us about the moon isn't what it actually is. So yeah, I would go all in that space is fake, and the truth is fucking a lot stranger than what we're told. A man who won't stand up for something will fall for anything. I like it. I like what you're saying. Crikey. I like what you're saying. Yes, indeed. Got to stop doing that. No, but really, you know, I have to be prepared for AJ Lashbrook and his band of merry degenerates coming down to give me a good hiding. I have to prepare for it. Okay, as an ex-soldier, I hasten to add, ex-soldier of Her Majesty's then forces, I have to be prepared for that. And of course, I've got my Gary Waterman persona going on at the moment. What I achieved in the army, not a lot of people can do. You know, not a lot of people can pass let alone basic training, but also military policeman training. In fact, the military policeman training was more difficult than the basic training. In my squad originally, there were 50 people. 50 people, 50 started out in the RMP training. And guess how many people passed out of 50? 13. Baker's dozen. So out of 50 people who started the RMP course, only 13 passed out. And I was one of those 13. So, you know, I just want to kind of illustrate the fact that I achieved something that not a lot of people can achieve. Not a lot of people can handle it. Not a lot of people have got the mental strength, if not the physical strength, to pass not only basic military training, but also military police military training. Just saying. I'm just saying. Talk about losing a crowd. I start boasting about my military police record and they fuck off. Oh, I don't mind. I'm just a bit upset Lenny ain't here, mate. You know what I mean? Yes. I like to even think I could be an astronaut, to be fair. You know, I could be an astronaut. Easy peasy. And if it was fake, I'll tell you. You know what I mean? I'll tell you, mate. I'll tell you. Is made is made. Yes, that's right. I done it. And it was the greatest achievement of my life. Second to being a father. That's another thing not many people achieve in life, being a father. You know. Oh, yeah, and I was talking about people who don't achieve to be a father. Tony Quigley comes to mind. He hasn't achieved to be he wasn't. Put it this way, no one would have wanted him to be the father of their children. I'm thinking about Jesus. I was thinking this today. I imagine Tony Quigley would have been in the crowd saying, crucify him, you know. He's a heretic. He's a radical. Crucify him. He's a narcissist. Yeah, that made me laugh today. Tony Quigley would definitely have been in the crowd calling for Jesus of Nazarene to be crucified, calling him a heretic and a narcissist and a radical. Oh, man. In fact, to be fair, Tony Quigley may well have been Judas. But having said that, we've actually got Judas wrong. According to the historical research of Alan Wilson and Baron Blackett in their seminal book, Where Jesus is Buried, Judas was actually Jesus' brother, most trusted of all the disciples. So, yeah, you know, for those who want to know, there is a whole alternative story as to what happened 2,000 years ago, 2,026 years ago, I hasten to add. There's a totally alternative version of events. And of course, you know, what we get told by current day, you know, what we get told by the Vatican of the story, what we get told by the religion of the story of Jesus is a million miles from what actually happened. Yeah, it's fascinating, really fascinating. So, yeah. The strange crucifixion. Shall we read a bit of that? 121. So basically, what, you know, the arrival of Jesus to Jerusalem, you know, let's just go to comments. These people on YouTube who've only just discovered narcissism. They post all these self-help vids, embarrassing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm thinking of John Williams, aka Danny West. It's great that he's exploring his own narcissism by posting so much about narcissists. I know. Embarrassing, isn't it? So look, the key episode starts when Jesus the Nazarene decides to enter Jerusalem riding on an ass, and the foal of that ass on the backside of the ass. You know, this was all prophecy. That there was a prophecy at that time that the King of Kings would come riding in. Oh, we have Brian in the chat. That's another guy. We have Brian in the chat. All right, Brian.
How you doing, Matt?
Yeah, I'm fine, mate. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Happy Easter.
Yeah.
To Matt TV, Matt Taylor TV. And big up JW, by the way, in the house. Yeah. The YouTube superstar is here for you.
I know. I'm very honoured and privileged to have your presence. Do you miss the dream team? Do you miss all the YouTube?
I'm going to give you an exclusive. I'm going to give you an exclusive on Matt Taylor TV. Yeah, we're coming back. The dream team is coming back in full force with Rodney, Esau, and Bleeding Heart.
Oh, fantastic! That's what we want to hear.
We're coming back in 2 weeks' time. We just got a lot of things in the pipeline.
Right.
And AJ Lashbrook, can I just say, if you don't mind me saying, come for me, for me, because I'll take you to town. I'll take you to the cleaners, because you know where I know where you live.
Right, he's promised to come for me first, and I don't think there'll be anything left of him after I'm done with him.
What do you think the dream team's going to do to him? Let me tell you something. Did you know? See the dog that he beat up? Yeah. He actually lost a dog to drowning a year before that.
Yeah.
Oh, you knew about that? Oh, I didn't know you knew about that.
No, the dogs are secondary. He's lost a girlfriend, Brian.
Mate, listen, sorry, Matt. I can't admit that. Sorry, Matt. I love dogs, mate. I'm a dog lover, mate. Yeah, they're my best friends. You with me? Yeah, what that man done to that dog, beat that dog with a fucking metal chain. Yeah. AJ Lashbrook, I'm begging you, come for me. Come for me.
AJ says that he's a victim of a corrupt system. And he claims that the dog jumped up repeatedly to his clutched fist. That's what this is excuse.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I've exposed this geezer. I've exposed it so many times. The man runs from me. Come for me, AJ, and see what I do, because you know I've got your address. You know where I know where you live. AJ of the Lashbrook family. Yeah. I'll take you.
He's denying that conviction. He's denying that he was the person in that court on the 26th of June.
We've all got the court papers just putting AJ Lashbrook of the Lashbrook family. And you'll see him walking to court, the bald-headed cunt.
According to him, what a fucking gaslighting cunt.
You know, brother. You know, my brother. Matt, I've always had time for you. You know that. And I wanted to jump on, show you support. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
This is Matt Taylor TV. And what you stand for is the right thing. Don't go back on what you do, because you're doing the right thing.
Damn right. And listen, I can't wait to see Dream Team back on YouTube.
We're back in 2 weeks, mate. We're back in 2 weeks. We're coming back full force. And all me TikTokers, I've got 3,000 TikTokers over there. Yeah. Probably been on a little while. They're all coming over. Yeah. I've got me 60,000 followers.
If I've got any criticism, Brian, it's like 2 weeks too long to wait. We want you back now. You know what I mean?
Things come to those who wait, Mr. Matt Taylor TV. Yeah,
quite right. Yeah,
and my boy just moved to Brighton as well, by the way. Yeah.
Who has?
My son.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, he just moved to Brighton. And my other son lives in Eastbourne. You know Eastbourne? Yeah. Well, Pevensey Bay. Actually, yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to be down there that way. I'll come and have a beer with you, bro. I'll come and take you for a beer and have a meal, Matt.
That would be lovely, yeah.
Yeah, and we can do a live stream. Yeah, Matt Taylor TV, Matt Taylor TV, people, live and direct. Yeah, subscribe. Let's smash it up. Matt
And
Taylor.
remember, you heard it here first on Matt Taylor TV that Brian Hurl and the Dream Team are coming back to YouTube.
Yeah, and I love your song, by the way, Matt. Great song, by the way.
Yeah, all credit to AI on that. You know, I just hit a few buttons. That's all I do.
Yeah, don't discredit yourself, brother. Stop putting yourself down. Come on, you know what you're doing. You're Matt Taylor TV. Yeah?
Yeah, thank you ever so much.
I big up JW in the chat, by the way. Thank you for your good support. But listen, I'm going to support your channel, and once we come back in 2 weeks, we'll make sure you get up to a couple of thousand subs. I promise you. I'll give you my word. I'll give you my word on that, all right?
Oh, God. I'll keep you to that word if you don't mind, Brian.
You keep me to that word. I'll get you a couple of thousand subs within a week, all right?
Yeah, that'll give me a hard on, to be fair.
Yeah. All right, my friend. Listen, I'm with my friends right now, so I'll just come on to support you. Matt Taylor TV. Big up Matt Taylor TV. And respect you, my brother.
Brian. Thank you, Brian. And listen, roll on 2 weeks. It can't come quick enough for me.
Yeah, mate. I'm going to send you the link. You'll be the first person I'll send the link to with Bleeding Heart, Esau, and Rodney K. He's back.
That's
yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah. We've got a few surprises, but I can't get too much out right now because I want to surprise people on the day. Yeah?
Wonderful. But remember, you heard it here first, okay?
This is the first person to know. You're the first person to know, Matt.
Oh, fantastic. I'm all giddy. I've actually got goosebumps.
We're brother. Yes. So like and subscribe, people. Like and subscribe. Donate if you want to donate. This is what Matt TV is about. He's doing it for you, people. He doesn't do it for himself. He does it for you, the viewers. Yeah? Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind a boat, to be fair. A nice boat would do me.
What, along the marina? What about along the marina in Brighton?
Me and my son need a boat to go fishing.
Yes, brother. I love my fishing. All right, my friends. Listen, you take care. Have a great Easter. And big up Matt Taylor TV. Yeah. God bless you.
Thank you, Brian. God bless, sir. Isn't that fantastic? So you heard it here first, everyone. Esau, Rodney K, Bleeding Heart, the Dream Team, Brian Hurl, back on YouTube. Let's give them 2 weeks, sort things out. They're going to come back with a vengeance. Now, you know where you heard that from. You heard it from Brian Hurl himself here on Matt Taylor TV. Fantastic news. No, I'm being genuine, okay? I'm being genuine. There's nothing more enjoyable than listening to Bleeding Heart in conversation with Esau. But then we've got a bonus. We've got Rodney K, Brian Hurl back on the scene. Fantastic news. Brian Hurl has resurrected the Dream Team. And guess where you heard it first? Yeah, you heard it here on Matt Taylor TV. Oh, fantastic. Round of applause for Brian. But yeah, you know, we need more people going live. And I tell you, and you know as much as me, the Dream Team are an integral part of YouTube. YouTube, our crazy corner of YouTube, wouldn't be what it is without the Dream Team. The Dream Team are legendary. And I can't wait to have them back. Esau, Rodney K, Bleeding Heart, Brian Hurl, the Dream Team, and everything that comes with it. Back on YouTube in 2 weeks' time. Fantastic news. And of course, there's one person they're going to go for. So it's interesting. I'm not the only one who's out for to expose the degenerate, otherwise known as AJ Lashbrook. What a fucking prick! What a prick! Have you heard the latest? He's denying that he was convicted. Well, the picture of him outside the court in June 2019, convicted of animal cruelty. He's denying it's him. But what's more funny is you can bet your bottom dollar the only person who believes him is Babs. It's not funny. It's not funny, but it is. Listen, I'm just going to play a promotional video. I'm going to get my, I'm going to, what am I trying to say? I am going to get some refreshment. I will be back momentarily. You're watching Matt Taylor TV.
You said I need a good hiding. So don't worry, it's coming soon. All right then, let's talk about it. Hey, 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 hey. Yeah. Yeah, hey, AJ says I need a good hiding. Said they plain no disguise. Don't worry, Matthew, what's coming soon, no surprise. Words like that don't vanish, they hang in the air. So I'm treating every syllable like you meant it fair. Ex-royal military police, yeah, I done my time. Trained as a British soldier, disciplined in the spine. So when you talk like that, I don't laugh it away. I take it serious, every word that you say. So if you're coming, come and get me. Don't just talk what the crowd can see. Bring your words, bring your energy, but know exactly what that means. You said it loud, you made it clear.
What you need is a good hiding. Don't worry, Matthew, it will happen soon.
You said I need a good hiding. Said don't worry, it's coming soon. All right then, let's talk about it. Yeah, AJ says I need a good hide and said it plain no disguise. Don't worry, Matthew, it's coming soon, no surprise. Words like that don't vanish, they hang in the air. So I'm treating every syllable like you meant it fair. Ex-royal military police, yeah, I done my time. Trained as a British soldier, discipline in the spine. So when you talk like that, I don't laugh it away. I take it serious, every word that you say. So if you're coming, come and get me. Don't just talk where the crowd can see. Bring your words, bring your energy, but know exactly what that means. You said it loud, you made it clear. Tried to dress it up as fear. I'm right here, I won't pretend. I don't run, I don't bend. You said bring it soon like a...
What you need is a good hiding. Don't worry, Matthew, it will happen soon.
I'm here to kick ass and chew gum. And I'm all out of gum. No, but, you know, to be on a serious note, I have to take any threat of coming to give me a good hiding seriously. You know, I have to take it seriously. And I'm ready. Come. Come for me. Come for me. If you think you're hard enough. He literally changed his name to try and wriggle out of it. What a fucking prick. But the judge wasn't fooled. The judge still found him guilty of abuse. But apparently, the court system is corrupt as fuck. He was disciplining his dog. And as Brian brings up, his previous dog died. Drowned in a frozen lake. And look, I get what Brian says, you know, dog is your man's best friend. I get it. But I still think it's very important, as Justin points out, that Sabina died in his bed. Sabina was taken out or left hospital before it was advised to, it was advised to leave. Either way, death is closely associated with AJ Lashbrook. In fact, his job at an abattoir was cutting up dead bodies of animals. And he's got oh man. AJ Lashbrook has accused me and Justin of raping Emily T. I just want to put that out there, okay? This fucking degenerate of the worst degree is out there implying that Justin P and myself raped Emily T. We just let that stand, do we? We just let it stand. We just let it go, shall we? I don't think so. There's lines in the sand. And once those lines are crossed, there are consequences. So if you're going to come and get me, if you're going to come and give me a good hiding, do it. Fucking do it. I'm waiting. I can't wait. I can't wait. Bring it on. Bring it on, baby. Be right on in Brighton. If you haven't visited Brighton before, please come down and do so. And if you have, come back again. It's all change in Brighton. It really is. Oh, we're just listening to fantastic Pink Floyd in the background. Do love a bit of Pink Floyd. Oh, beautiful. I mean, and you have to pay for YouTube nowadays, don't you? You have to pay the subscription. Because how on earth can you watch YouTube when fucking adverts keep popping up? It just ain't right, mate. It just ain't right. But, and also, going back to what Brian Hurl said, did you hear Brian Hurl said he'll bring me 1,000 subscribers? I'll be up for that, mate. I'll be up for that. The dark side of DJ. Oh, Justin reminded me that DJ left a message to the effect that he wanted, and he posts this publicly, to the effect that he wants to come over Kaylee's tits and for her to rub his cum into her tits. I mean, what? Fucking hell. Just imagine anyone else saying that misogynistic, sexually deprived comment to anyone else on YouTube. We would be slaughtered. Helen James would have report you to the police. But DJ Darkside can get away with saying that. Misogynistic, sexually deprived comments with not one word of criticism because he's on that side. You know what I mean? Yeah, there we go. We got confirmation. We saw him say it himself. DJ Darkside recently told Kaylee that he wanted to come all over her tits so she could rub it into her skin. Imagine if you or if anyone said that to a woman on YouTube. Danny West, Helen James wouldn't stop talking about it. And this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with so many people so scared of that group of people that they can't see sense and they can't call out bad behavior in fear that they're going to be targeted. And of course, you got the only people who support the likes of DJ Darkside, AJ Lashbrook, Danny West, aka John Williams, the only people who support these individuals have got low IQ. So you have to put this into perspective. It's shocking. It is shocking. Yeah, and I watch the chat. I watch how DJ Darkside jumps in, Pip Smoker, Onion Layers, whatever his name is. I watch them all. But we all have to be aware of the context. And this is the context. They are all a bunch of fucking weirdos, basically. And once you understand the context, then you can start going, oh, okay, it makes sense then. It makes sense. Okay, I get it. They're all a bunch of sad weirdo cunts. Yeah, okay. You know, fair enough. Fair enough. Pip Smoker boasts about being a troll, I know. I heard recently that Darkseid is married. In the same way that as AJ Degenerate claims he's married. But you can bet your bottom dollar the only reason they're married is because they're marrying for the green card. They're getting paid to marry these foreign nationalists, I imagine. I haven't got no proof of it. But none of them, AJ certainly doesn't want to talk about his wife. But yet he boasts about having his wife, and then we ask him about it, he clams up, doesn't want to talk about it. And the only thing I can think of is that they're getting paid by these foreign nationalists to get married so they can get a green card. Or, you know, they can get legitimacy in living in the UK. And of course, you know, it opens up a whole can of worms. So what's Jupiter going to say about this? What's Babs going to say about this? You know, they moan about immigration. They moan about kind of like people flooding the country. But what are we going to do about these degenerate Englishmen who are marrying foreign nationals for money so they can come in? Shocking. AJ regularly access Kaylee of their finger. I know it's horrible, isn't it? And that is projection, because to say that things, you have to visualize it in your head. No one else is visualizing it except AJ. AJ has visualized what he writes. And he writes such despicable, perverted comments. It means he has visualized those perversion in his head for him to write it. Do you get what I'm saying? No one else is visualizing or thinking about the perversion that AJ writes about. And that's the evidence that implies he's a perverted, depraved degenerate. And we know that by the language he uses, by the words he writes. You get what I'm saying? Yes, he does literally get off on telling her that. He does. And he's more than creepy. Honestly, the guy needs to come and see me in Brighton. He needs to come and see me in Brighton and bring his crew. That's what he needs to do. He needs to stick to his word. He can't go around saying bullshit to people. He can't go around saying that people need a good hiding and that they shouldn't worry because it's going to happen soon. If you're going to say it's going to happen soon, make sure it happens soon. I'm waiting. But what AJ does is send someone from Bognor Regis to buy a quad. And that's what he did. AJ knows very well who put an ad in the Facebook selling a quad bike for cheap. He knows very well who done that, and it most probably had been him. If it wasn't him, he knows very well who it was. So he had a bloke drive from Bognor Regis all the way to Brighton to buy a very cheap quad bike, which was set up by AJ Lashbrook and his associates. So who was conned then? Who was harmed? I certainly wasn't. It was an innocent bloke who read that ad and who wasted his time and effort coming to Brighton from Bognor Regis to buy a cheap quad bike. There was a fake Facebook account of me, and as we know, there's a fake Facebook account of Katie Boyle. The fake Katie Boyle account was speaking to Sabina's brother. Katie's still getting blamed for that. That's a crime against Katie, you understand? And AJ Lesbrick knows exactly who set that account up, just as he knows who set the fake Matt Taylor account up, calling for the refugee boats to be blown up. The same fake Facebook account that landed me with an interview with Prevent. AJ Lesbrick knows who it was, if it wasn't himself. And is that okay? The only people who think it's okay is of low IQ. And of course, I'm thinking of Babs McKay. Yes, imagine if I kept telling a woman on YouTube that she's fingering herself. How would that go down? Imagine what the fallout would be. Damn right. Listen, I've got 5 people watching. I think it's in times like this that we need a promotional video. So, what can I play you? Here we go. Here we go. Oh, what's this? What's this? Here we go.
To a privacy complaint straight away.
In the corners of the comments, satanic shadows like to creep. Voices throwing stones at a man who doesn't sleep. Matt Taylor standing steady in the fire and the flame, while AJ keeps on typing, trying to tarnish up his name. Accusations flying wild like sparks into the night. But truth don't scare easy. It was built to stand and fight. You can whisper, you can shout, you can twist it how you please, but lies don't grow roots when the truth stands like trees. You can try to shake a man who's already faced the storm, but pressure makes the diamond, it don't break the form. What you need is a good hiding. Don't worry, Matthew, it'll happen soon. That's the echo in the silence, like a hollow broken tune. But threats don't make you stronger, they just show what's inside you. And every word you throw at me comes right back to find you. Keep a warrior preaching like a judge without a court. No evidence, just venom. Cheap attention is the sport. You talk about corruption when it suits your own design, but when the mirror turns around, suddenly you're blind. There's a pattern in the chaos. There's a script we've seen before. Build a man up just to try and tear him to the floor. But Matt's still standing grounded. Got a family, got a name, and no amount of noise will ever wash away the same. You can light 1,000 fires just to watch them burn bright, but you can't burn a man who's already found his light. What you need is a good hiding. Don't worry, Matthew, it'll happen soon. Yeah, you said it like a promise, like the dark would bring
What you need is a good hiding. Don't worry, Matthew, it will happen soon.
Breaking news, everyone, and thank you for staying with me. Deontay Wilder has defeated Derek Chisora. The American claimed a split decision win after 12 action-packed rounds at London's O2 Arena. The fight marked both men's 50th and potentially final professional outings, although Chisora, having said he would hang up his gloves regardless of the result, didn't commit to retirement when asked. So, there we go. Deontay Wilder has defeated Derek Chisora at the London's O2 Arena. And I did actually hear today, but I may need to double check, that a fight between Joshua and Tyson Fury is on. So that's going to be interesting. I'd love to see that. But yeah, thanks ever so much, everyone, for keep staying with me. Big shout out to Justin. And of course, an equally massive shout out to Brian Hurl. Brian Hurl, as we all know, of the Dream Team. Again, breaking news. You only hear it first on Matt Taylor TV. We got Esau, we got Rodney K, and we got Bleeding Heart coming back on YouTube. We've missed them. Give them 2 weeks. They'll be here. They'll be back under the banner of the Dream Team. I tell you, YouTube is nothing without the Dream Team. And so that's brilliant news. And it's news you heard here first on Matt Taylor TV. Absolutely. But yeah, AJ is all threats. And it's a shame. It's a shame he's all threats, because I generally welcome a good hiding from him. You know, bring it on. Bring it on, man. Fucking do it. You're out there saying I need a good hiding and that I shouldn't worry and it's only a matter of time. Bring it on then, you fucking cunt. Bring it on. I genuinely want to see you give me a good hiding. I really fucking do, man. You know, I don't wank anymore. My only stress relief is making love to my magical imaginary girlfriend. You know, and I'm not up there this weekend. So I need to expel some energy. So bring it on, mate. Fucking bring it on. I really want you to give me a good hiding. I fucking need a good hiding. I'm in agreement with you. And the same goes to Tony Lashbrook. Yeah, I do need a good pasting, mate. Fucking bring it in and do it then. Stop talking about it. Fucking hell, mate. Will the police now reopen the files on Sabina's mysterious death? Well, this is totally fabricated, but I have heard via the grapevine that a certain individual is financing a private investigation. And I've also heard via the grapevine that a well-known hacking fraternity, anonymous, have, talk about past tense, have hacked AJ's computer equipment, which has now led to an investigation. So the private investigation combined with the anonymous hack may well be resulting in an arrest an imminent arrest. Again, you heard it here first on Matt Taylor TV. Let's raise a glass to the imminent arrest of AJ Lasbrook. You know, the world will be a better place. The world will be a better place with AJ Lasbrook and his team of merry men in jail. We need them to be in jail. But great news that Brian Hurl's coming back with the Dream Team. There's only a few channels I like to watch. I think you can't get any better with Jake and Kaylee in conversation. I really feel as if when we hear Jake and Kaylee in conversation, it's like the adults are talking, and it's worth listening into. And I've got childhood memories of that. I've got childhood memories of staying up late and listening to the conversations of my aunts and uncles, of the grown-ups, you know, because it's educational. And I get that same sense when I listen to Kaylee and Jake in conversation. I think they're very intelligent people, and they've got very valid things to discuss. And so I think YouTube is more enriched place, more of a vibrant and educational place, because Kaylee and Jake have conversations. And so I'm always up for an in-depth Kaylee and Jake conversation, because I think second to none. Alongside the Kaylee and Jake conversation is Bleeding Heart. Bleeding Heart, Dream Team, Brian Hurl, Esau, very, very entertaining, very informative. And it's just what YouTube needs. And now, of course, we've got the promise of Rodney K coming back. So not only have we got Esau, not only have we got Bleeding Heart, not only have we got Brian Hurl, we've now got Rodney K. Not that I know much about Rodney K. Okay, I don't know much about this Rodney K. No doubt Kaylee will have some words to say about Rodney K. But still, we need people who were active to come back on and be active again. Okay? There's some people who have managed to ride the crest of the wave. And I like to think I'm one of them. I've managed to ride the crest of the wave all the way through, regardless of the obstacles that have been put in my way. Over to Justin, who says, AJ is obviously still in love with Kaylee. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely he is. In fact, they all are. I mean, what did I hear recently? I heard Taffy say that he once wanted to get into Kaylee's knickers. And you can bet your bottom dollar that if you once wanted to, and I feel terrible talking like this, and the only reason I'm talking like this is that I'm mirroring the language that was used. And you can bet bottom dollar, if you once wanted to get into Kaylee's knickers, you still want to get into Kaylee's knickers. And isn't it interesting that the people who are most cruel to Kaylee are the ones who wanted to get into her knickers? And I hate saying that, but I'm just mirroring the language that they use. So there's Taffy. And I'm with Kaylee on it. Once Taffy's daughter is old enough to appreciate her father's conduct on YouTube, she would be ashamed of her father. And I'm totally with Kaylee on that. AJ is obviously is still in love with Kaylee. He is consumed with jealousy over Jake and Kaylee being so in love. Absolutely. His bitterness is hiding in plain sight. Jake is the man AJ wants to be. You've hit the nail on the head. Damn right, man. And the thing is, AJ will never be the man Jake is. Will never. And that's sad in itself. Because the only companion AJ could ever hope to spend his time with is a dog. A dog in which he beats. And it's very telling when funny enough, Taffy asked him, so what's it all about you beating up your dog? At some point in the conversation, and in fact, I'll play it. AJ implies, of course I didn't beat my dog up. I sent her to the groomers. But that's exactly what a man does when they beat up their loved ones. They send them to the groomers afterwards as a sorry. Oh, man. AJ recently lied about being married, desperately trying to get Kaylee's attention. So do you reckon that was just a lie then? It was just a lie to get Kaylee's attention. How sad. How sad. That is so pathetic. It is so pathetic.
So what's the truth about you beating up your dog? About me beating up my dog? My dog's never been beaten up. She was disciplined for running out in front of 2 cars. They just made it out to be something completely different to what it was. I beat the crap out of my dog and then send her to the groomers. Yeah.
I beat the crap out of my dog and then send her to the groomers. Yeah. Oh, man, that's so bad. Fucking hell, AJ. Don't you get what you're saying? That's exactly what abusive partners do. And then it implies that you're a partner to your dog. It just ain't clever, mate.
Sounds like a great idea. Great one, that. Okay. Better looked after than most people's children.
What? My dog is better looked after than most people's children. Fucking listen to yourself.
So what did you do to your dog? What did I do? Smacked her ass. Just once, yeah? No. She had more than one smack on the ass. Just a smack, yeah? Section 4 of the animal welfare legislation. That's why. Just a smack, or just a smack, was it? No, it was more than one smack. She had my fist in front of her face when she jumped off at me. So she did actually get my fist on the end of her nose.
Oh, fucking hell. You have to be low IQ to buy this bullshit. The dog jumped up to his clutch fist. Fucking hell.
But she's... Well, you punched her. Mate, if you punched the dog, I was angry with her. But at the end of the day, Chloe at no point was ever injured by me. Did you hit your dog? Did you punch your dog on this? It's simple, mate. Did you punch your dog? I can't even hear that. Did you punch your dog? What? I waved my fist in front of my dog's face. Right, you didn't punch your dog up.
I didn't punch my dog. I waved my fist in front of her face and she jumped up repeatedly at it.
Contact was made because she jumped up, yes. Well, you didn't raise it in her face then. You punched it, didn't you? Come on, man. No. I waved my fist in front of her. I was angry. Can't you listen to words? You just said you said it was a smack. I asked you if it was a smack. You could have just said yes, it was a smack. Shit happens. Contact was made because she jumped up at it. Does that sound like a scared dog? Funny, isn't it? The courts actually I tried showing a video of my dog in the courts on the way she reacted. The court's response, how do we know it's your dog? RSPCA, not once have they ever asked to see my dog. No evidence to support anything the media has claimed has ever been provided. But then that's hardly surprising. My sister crashed a car years ago, and apparently her car ended up in a river when the car.
Have you still got that dog? Have you still got that dog?
Of course, I've still got my dog.
Nothing come of it, did it?
What?
Did anything come?
I got prosecuted for Section 4 because I disciplined my dog. Shit happens.
So you learned not to do it in public now, yeah?
What?
You've learned not to discipline your dog in public.
Other than the fact that the court system's corrupt as fuck, the RSPCA ain't there for animal welfare, they're there for profiting. That's about it. Putting caviar and champagne on Craig's table. If such a thing happened like they're trying to make out, why didn't the RSPCA even bother to contact me for 5 months? Why have I got a police statement where it says, on the day my dog looked fit, healthy and happy? Why can't they even get the breed of my dog right? Or my name?
How long ago was this enlisted?
A couple of years ago. You see, reality and what the media put out are two very different things.
There you go. There you go. So if you want to support AJ Lasbrook, be prepared to get fucking slaughtered on YouTube. I'll repeat that for any hard of hearing. If you are prepared to support AJ Lasbrook, be prepared for the consequences. You will be slaughtered on YouTube. Okay? The only people who support AJ Lasbrook are those of low IQ. Trust me. And I'm nicking the words of Brian Hurl here. Trust me. Trust me. You will be slaughtered. No evidence. There were eyewitnesses. Of course. He's the victim. He's the victim. Oh, the court system is corrupt as fuck when it applies to him. But when it applies to anyone else, the court system is perfect. Honestly. AJ Lasbrook deserves to be in jail. You know, let's just say it as it is. What he's done to Kaylee is criminal. It is criminal. You know, I don't care what anyone says. It's criminal. And the only reason he's getting away with it is because he hides his identity. The man is a criminal. The man is a depraved stalker, way worse than Alex Belfield. In fact, Lasbrook is in a different league to Belfield. And what's worse is that we all see it. And it's a sad, and I'm talking about all us good people. It's a sad reflection on all of us, myself included, the good people. It's that we don't do anything about when we see bad behavior. The good people are rather keep quiet and just shake our heads. And that's a sad element of us. You should be doing more. And I'd like to shout out a big shout out to Shelly Moat. Because Shelly Moat does do stuff. And you, Justin. A big shout out to you because you do shout out bad behavior. I'm talking about myself. I should do more to defend Kaylee Inav. I should do more to defend Jake Clark because they're both crusaders against child abuse. And I don't care who disagrees with me with that, because I believe that's a true and accurate reflection of who they are. And a big shout out to Shelley Moe and Justin P for standing up to Kaylee Inav and Jake Clark. Because not a lot of people are, except Justin and Shelley. The last person Sabina saw alive was a man convicted of abuse. Think about that for a moment. Think about that for longer. Take as much time as you need. Okay, take as much time as you need. The last person Sabina saw alive was a man convicted of abuse. Think about that for a moment. Take as long as you need. And remember, AJ didn't tell anyone that Sabina had died. Again, take as long as you need. AJ didn't tell anyone that Sabina had died. The only reason we knew Sabina had died was because of Brian Hansford, aka Eric Crackbridge, who broke the news a month after the event. So if it was up to AJ, he wouldn't have told us. He would have kept it quiet, and he would have kept on abusing Kaylee in the meantime. And again, on the night Sabina died, AJ Lashbrook was after Kaylee. For fuck's sake. It's there. It's in your face. And the only people who don't see it are low IQ. Man, it's a tough one. It really is. But it doesn't have to be tough. It's obvious. It's obvious when you strip away the bullshit. Shocking, man. Absolutely shocking. And, you know, thank God that AJ is no longer involved in the lives of Sabina's children. Because that would just have been terrible, wouldn't it, eh? That is just terrible. No, it's very concerning. Put it that way. It's very concerning. And thank God we have commentators such as Justin P and Shelley M calling that this behaviour, because we need more good people to defend the likes of Kaylee and Jake. Yes, and yeah, thank you for reminding us. Remember when he came on your panel, you know, claiming Sabina's children were his? Yeah, I know. I remember. I remember that. And I think about it often, actually. I do think about it. And then I think, thank God. Thank God. AJ Lashbrook is not around any children. Because his animals are suffering enough. And this is the thing about child abuse, okay? And child abuse versus animal abuse. And I totally get what Brian Hurl was saying about, hey, listen, you know, he loves dogs, he loves animals. But growing up, I thought, hey, listen, let's put animal abuse aside. Let's worry about child abuse. Child abuse is more of a priority than animal abuse, okay? And that was my view growing up. But now, of course, I agree, it's both as important. But still, I actually think child abuse is more of a priority than animal abuse. And I could be wrong in that. I'm putting my hands up. But still, I do believe that AJ Lashbrook targeted vulnerable women to have access to vulnerable children. And I believe that on the basis of projection, on the basis of what he says towards Kaylee. Because to write this, to write what he writes, he has to think it. Do you get what I mean? He has to formulate that in his mind for them to write it on the keyboard. So that image is in his mind. And anyone, fuck's sake, anyone who imagines what he writes is a pervert. It's projection. There you go. There you go. It's on the screen. It is on the screen. Read it. Read it and weep. And I'm genuine. Weep. Because we have a predator hiding in plain sight. And for anyone who supports this degenerate, perverted, depraved degenerate, has to be of low IQ. And Tom Fury knows very well who's low IQ, because he's met them. Man, fucking shocking. And the way he trolls Kaylee about the loss of her children. I mean, the man, regardless of a good pasting, of a good hiding, deserves to be in jail. Oh, hello, Jake. Hello, Jake. Oh, Jake's full into numerology, by the way. I don't know the significance of 44. Big shout. We're just talking about you, Jake, funny enough. Just talking about you. We were just talking about you. And you know, I want to congratulate you on the work. Of course, for legal reasons, I cannot encourage you. And for legal reasons, Jake does what he does out of his own accord and nothing concerned with any encouragement I may give. But that just demonstrates what a coward I am, having to give these disclaimers. Lucifer, he is mocking us by using that name. I know. Boasting us about being evil. The way he sometimes goes on about, stop referring to me as AJ Lashbrook because I'm not AJ Lashbrook. But yeah, refer to me by Lucifer. It's like, what the fuck? Are you fucking a retard? Are you a retard? You'd rather be called Lucifer than using your own name. I know, Jake. Imagine him as a grown-up that was restricted heavily in education. Yes, opportunity. Forced into depravity and perversion. So what Jake is implying is that AJ Lashbrook could well be a victim of child abuse. And of course, remember that Ferrari we had last year when a certain individual from Torquay, Devon, a certain Andrew Lashbrook, was convicted of sexual crimes against 2 teenage girls. Now, of course, as always, I mean, AJ Lashbrook denied the family connection. He denied that this Andrew Lashbrook from Torquay was his father. But then again, AJ Lashbrook denies that he's called AJ Lashbrook. So there isn't much kind of like credibility in any AJ denials. But yeah, I'm with Jake that there's every possibility that AJ Lashbrook is a victim of child abuse. Somehow has got deeply affected and involved in it. Yes. Yeah, and I've always been in the position of we can pity the child. Okay, we can pity the child. Open your heart to the child, but don't pity the adult, because the adult has a choice. And if an abused child grows into adulthood and continues the abuse, that must be condemned, and there's consequences attached. You can't condemn a child committing abuse, but you can condemn an adult for committing abuse. Compre? I'm sure you do. Justin says, "Oh, sorry, I thought Jake was referring to the fallen angel Lucifer." But yeah, Jake is making a perfect point. It's all indications that AJ Lashbrook, who denies he's called AJ Lashbrook, was sexually abused as a child. Oh, Angel Gabriel is Angel Lucifer's brother, hey? Yes, and now this is something I said to my sister. It's so creepy. No, I didn't say this, but it's so creepy how AJ constantly taunts Kaylee about her children. And what makes it worse is that he had a part to play. I mean, as we know, AJ Lashbrook is reporting Kaylee for the GDPR bullshit, okay? So you can bet your bottom dollar, if AJ Lashbrook is reporting Kaylee for GDPR bullshit, he would have reported AJ to the social services about her children. In fact, I've had anonymous reports by people online about claiming that I've abused my children. And no doubt AJ Lashbrook would have been amongst them. So I've got James Hind, I've got AJ Lashbrook phoning up anonymously the social services saying that I have abused my children. In the same way that AJ Lashbrook is involved in the false Facebook accounts of myself and Katie Boyle. Creating a false Facebook account, contacting Sabina's brother in the name of Katie, and in the same way creating a false Facebook account of myself, posting comments that I want to blow up the dinghies, the immigrant dinghies coming into the UK and blowing up Parliament. The guy deserves to be in jail. End of. Oh yeah, and so this is what I said to my sister. But before I tell you what I said to my sister, over to Jake. We know it's nearly over. Danny West knows he has the law on his trail. Yes. Amen, brother Jake. Amen, Justin. I don't know what you lot are going about this Egyptian amen for, but let me tell you about what I said to my sister. I said to my sister, but Emma, I said, because my sister's called Emma. I said, but Emma, when this Lucifer came down from heaven, what I'm concerned about is that he brought a third of the angels with him. And I thought, well, that's a bit concerning. I said to my sister, Emma, because that's my sister's name. I said, Emma, perhaps I would have been a third of them. And Emma said, no, Matt, you wouldn't have been. You wouldn't have been amongst the third to follow Lucifer, because Lucifer lies. Lucifer lies. And the third of the angels that followed Lucifer down to earth fell for his lies. They were low IQ. So my sister was reminding me that you aren't low IQ, Matthew. The Taylors, of which the Taylor clan of which we're a part of, aren't low IQ. We are actually high IQ. And that's something, thank goodness, all the Taylors possess. The whole Taylor clan possess high IQ. That's why my daughter is an A-grade student. That's why my son is doing so well. We are all high IQ. So I'm so glad that my sister put it into context. Yeah, a third of the angels may have followed Lucifer down to earth, but they were the dumb fucks. And we always have to remember what Lucifer does. Lucifer lies to get support. And what does Lucifer, AJ Lasbrook, do? He lies to get support. I mean, for goodness sake, AJ Lasbrook has accused Justin and I of raping Emily T. You can't get more depraved than that. And if there's ever a reason for someone to get a good kicking, a good hiding, it's accusing another man of rape. So come on down, Lashbrook. Bring your merry men. Come on down to Brighton. I'm waiting. Oh, it's so good to have you here. Jake, a big shout out to Jake in the house. Justin says AJ calls himself Lucifer. DJ calls himself Darkside, and so on. You know, again, it's hiding in plain sight, isn't it? It's there. Yeah, we got fucking DJ Darkside admitting to using prostitutes. I mean, fuck's sake, what? I don't want to like upset Jake, you know, talking derogatory about his loved one, Kaylee. But DJ Darkside has recently told Kaylee that he wanted to, and forgive me, not only Jake, but forgive the wider audience for me to say this. But DJ Darkside has recently told Kaylee that he wanted to come all over her tits so she could rub it into her skin. That's the sexual depravity, the sexual perversion that these people are publishing on a public social media platform. It's peculiar none of them are watching, recording this. They don't watch me. They don't watch me because I sting. I sting, Jake. I sting. There's no comeback. There's no comeback to what I say. Darkside, DJ Darkside literally said that. He literally said that he wanted to come all over her tits so she could rub it into her skin. And I do apologise for talking that way about your beloved, Jake. But for the purposes of detecting and preventing sexual perversion, I feel obliged to tell the audience that that's the language DJ Darkside uses on a daily basis. He does it all the time. Over to Jake. He said he'd have sex with a synthesizer, though he doesn't think it would help it make good rave sounds. What? You know, the guy's a fucking degenerate, mate. And again, another thing I wanted to broach. They all think they're going to the police and they're doing great work by going to the police. You do realise that to secure a conviction against either myself, Justin, Jake, or Kaylee, you need to go into court and you need to present your evidence to high IQ individuals, namely barristers and judges and jury. So you need to prove yourself in a court of law. And while you're in a court of law, you can't use your YouTube handle. You have to stand there as yourself, as your legalese name. You have to strip away your anonymity. Listen, I've got a speech impediment. I have trouble pronouncing anything more than 3 letters. But I don't think they understand what they need to go through to get a conviction. The loop he repeats about us going to prison are insane. Yes, I mean, it's just like, again, low IQ. It is low IQ. Listen, talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back in a mojo, okay? I'll be back in a mojo. I'll play you a promotional video. Back in a moment.
You tagged it out like it's nothing, like it's just another game. Throwing dirt on my name, trying to bury me in shame. No proof, no truth, just a venomous lie. You lit the match and stood back, watched it rise to the sky. You don't get to hide behind a screen and pretend that words don't cut deep or a lie won't bend. You crossed that line, now you're deep in the red. Every sentence you wrote got a price on its head. You thought it was noise, just another attack, but this one's different. You can't take it back. Retract it now. Take it now, take it down, say it clear. Every lie that you spread ends right here. You lit the fire, now you're feeling the heat. Truth stands tall while your words face defeat. Retract it now. No more games, no disguise. You don't get to destroy lies with lies. This ain't drama, this ain't play, this is real. Cross that line, now you deal with the steel. Pushed and you poked, tried to break and provoke, laughing while you whispered, why ain't they broke? That's not banter, that's a sickness inside, a twisted little thrill from the pain you provide. Then you level a claim that can ruin a life, strike a max to a man, to a family strife. You think it's a comment, just a post in the feed, that's a weapon you fight. Yeah, danger is deep. No more silence, no turning away. You said it out loud, now hear what we say. Retract it now, take it down, make it right. You don't get to vanish into the night. Every word that you cast like a blade in the dark. Now it's tracked, now it's logged, now it's leaving a mark. Retract it now, this is where it will end. No more lies that you twist and defend. You wanted the stage, now you're under the light. Truth's awake, yeah, it's ready to fight. This ain't your playground, this ain't your show. There are laws in this world you should probably know. Every post, every line, every message you send has a weight, has a cost, has a trail in the end. Tick-tock, hear the clock, hear it pound. Every second you wait digs you deeper down. Retract it now. Last chance, last call. All the fog gonna echo, yeah, you'll feel it all. No more shadows, no more disguise, just the weight of your own damn lies. Retract it now. Make it loud, make it known. You don't get to break lies or walk off alone. This is true, this is line, this is how it goes. You crossed it once, now everybody knows.
Welcome everyone, you're watching Matt Taylor TV. Thanks ever so much for Jake and Justin in the house. A big shout out to, of course, Brian Hurl. Brian Hurl was gracious enough to come on earlier on. Over to Jake, who says, oh no, so this is Justin. I recently discovered that DJ Darkside is a regular commentator on Yummy TV. Yes. I tuned into Yummy TV recently because he was talking about Alex Belfield. Quite like him. Yummy TV, whoever Yummy is, apparently he's an ex-con himself. So he's done some time. Yeah, very interesting. So, yeah, thank you. Good bit of information. So DJ Darkside is a regular on Yummy TV. Very interesting. Yes, I I see what Justin is saying. Oh wow, thanks. That will be intriguing, I suppose. Yes. Some great bit of Led Zeppelin on in the background. I do love a bit of Led Zeppelin. Darkseid fancies himself as a hardened gangster. He's a fucking pervert. That's what he is. Jake, remember when Helen James saying her dear father deserved a good kicking? Wow. So many threats of violence. I know. What are these people like? I see at Mr. Dark Raver 79 in the Yummy side chat. Right. Where did you see him there? Yay, Helen did that. Hey, so vile. I know she is a vile individual, that's for sure. Jake, Darkseid has commented on Yummy TV recently, the last week. If you haven't done so already, check out Yummy TV. I'm subscribed and I'm very happy to have subscribed. Not in the live chat, Jake, on his posted videos. We all get around. So, look, just to warn you, I'm going to be up for another half an hour at least. I know it's, we're going into the early hours, but hey, fuck it. I'm not at my magical imaginary girlfriend's place. One thing I can't stand about fucking going over to my magical imaginary girlfriend's is Diesel, her dog. Her dog wakes me up at 5 o'clock in the fucking morning by whinging. It's woof, woof. Where's Matt? And I have to get up and fucking go downstairs and keep fucking Diesel company when there was once upon a time I used to stay in bed with my magical imaginary girlfriend. And even I used to make love to her in the morning. Not anymore. No, not anymore. I have to get up at the crack of dawn. Usually the dog shouts at 5 o'clock in the morning. Where's Matt? Woof, woof. Where's Matt? My magical imaginary girlfriend will go down, let him out in the back garden, have a wee, and then tell him to shut up. And then, so usually, and then he shuts up for an hour. And then after an hour, he starts barking for me again. And so basically, that's the only reason I don't like going to my magical imaginary girlfriend's house. Is because I get woken up in the morning by her dog. And it fucking annoys me. So it was very nice today. I woke up at a healthy hour. I think I woke up at 8. I watched breakfast TV in bed. Even had a coffee. And I finally got out of bed at 9 o'clock. I loved it. That's how Saturday should be, in my opinion. Anyway, over to Justin. Darkseid, desperate to impress us with his gangster connections. I know. Yeah, a bit like Helen does. I agree. Fucking third time lucky there, Justin. Just it took Justin 3 times to it took Justin 3 times to get it right there. A bit like Helen does. A bit like Helen does. Finally, a bit like Helen does. No, but we like Helen does. There we go. We got rid of the bit. In fact, I'm just throwing in a bit. There's no bits there. It's 1 a.m. for fuck's sake. I totally agree. I'm not saying anything. In fact, Jake has gone anyway. Jake has fucked off. Hey, listen, what are we doing up here at this time of night anyway? For me, because I know this recording can be accessed by anyone at their leisure, I'm not concerned about the here and now. That's why I've got to just keep on talking. So listen, even you, Justin, if you feel as if you need to go, I'm not I don't want anyone to feel as if they need to stick around. Okay, because the beauty of YouTube is that you can watch this at your leisure. As long as I keep talking. Fuck it. He finally turned up. Fucking hell, Lenny. You took your time, mate. I've been waiting for you all night long. It says one watching, though. We're both watching. Yes, that's Lenny, mate. Great to have you here in the house, mate. Great, no, yeah. What? Great. Taking your time, mate. Fucking hell. You do know I YouTube because of you, Lenny. Justin says, thanks for exposing the bully boys and degenerates, Matt. Well, yeah, you know, if they come for me, mate, I'm going to fucking stand up for myself. Just dropped in, son. I know it's late. So what, did you wake up from a dream or something? What dream did you wake up from? Stick around. I just came in, son. Thank you. I know. Lenny's out in Ireland, by the way. So raise a glass to the Irish. I know, Lenny. Listen. I'm not at my magical imaginary girlfriend's for the weekend, okay? And I'm on my second bottle of Prosecco. And I'm not going to bed until I finish my second bottle of Prosecco. Oh, yes. No, I was watching Wilder and Chisara, however you pronounce it. I've already informed the audience that Wilder won on a split decision. Me and Lenny enjoyed Lenny's live. Me and Lenny enjoyed Katie's live stream earlier, didn't we, son? I would have watched it, but I missed it because I was watching Gary Waterman, and I just had enough. I just said I can't listen to anymore. I just can't do it. You know, King Charles is an infiltrator from the Cray family. I just had to switch off and watch a Netflix movie. Something about robots with Bobby Brown and Chris somebody. Oh, but do you know what I'm really enjoying watching? Actor on Actor. It's where these actors interview each other. Really good. You'd enjoy it, Lenny. And talking about movies, I recommend currently available on Netflix, London Boulevard. If you haven't seen London Boulevard, you've got to watch it. It's brilliant. Starring Colin Farrell, Keira Knightley, Ray Winston. They're the top actors. Supporting actors, David Thewlis, Anna Friel, Ben Chaplin, Stephen Graham. Brilliant. If you haven't done so already, check out London Boulevard. It's a gangster stroke romance. Fantastic. I never used to like Keira Knightley. I thought she was a bit wishy-washy until, of course, I watched her in Black Doves, and then everything changed for me then. Yes, good. Yes, Kaylee is lovely. Yes, she does. She doesn't do loads of lives. I know she used to. And she may well get back to it, to be fair. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know, Matt. You're not the lawnmower, man. You can't be online for infinity. Yeah, absolutely. Or could I? That's a challenge now, mate. That's a challenge. Theo Von isn't bad doing interviews. Oh, really? I don't know. I don't know about them. London Boulevard is an old film. 2010, London Boulevard. Keira Knightley still about in 2026. I tell you, I never used to like her. I always thought she was a bit wishy-washy, but now I just think she's brilliant. I just love her to bits. I think Keira Knightley is a treasure. Matt, you're not Q from Star Trek. Omnipresent. I know. Q, he was good, wasn't he? He was like godlike, wasn't he? I wouldn't mind spending a day as Q. I must admit. to be fair, and I don't want to imply I'm in any way dark side here, but if I was Q, I do think I'll spend the whole day shagging beautiful women. But anyway, we should really get to bed, shouldn't we? But I've still got half a bottle of Prosecco to get through. Keira Knightley, would you go out with her, Matt, in an alternate universe? Look, it reminds me of, remember that old thing when all the blokes used to walk along the street and go, cool, yeah, I'd fuck her. I always used to think, yeah, but would she fuck you? You know, the answer is most probably no. But mate, Keira Knightley is someone I'd like to marry and have kids with. But sadly, and of course, in an alternate universe, I wouldn't have had hamburger, beans and chips every day at secondary school. So I would be what I look like in my AI videos. So I think Keira Knightley and I, in an alternate universe in which I didn't eat hamburger, beans and chips every day at secondary school, I think we could have been happily married and have a few kids, to be fair. How did you come to notice DJ Dork in Yammies? Asks Jake to Justin. Did he babble about it somewhere? Grr, school. Yeah, I mean, I had a lovely experience at school. Apart from eating hamburger, beans and chips every day of secondary life. I wish somebody said, look, mate, you know, that's not really a good idea. You end up a fatty if you keep doing that. But there's one thing that blighted my childhood, and that was poverty. Poverty blighted my childhood. Yes, school canteens, eh? I used to have hamburger, beans and chips, and the burger had fried onions on it. So it used to be hamburger with fried onions, and then I used to get the sachet of ketchup. I used to put the ketchup in the hamburger, and then another sachet of ketchup on the chips, and that was what I had. I loved it. It was delicious. I loved it. But I had hamburger, beans and chips every single day at secondary school. And I wondered why I ended up a fatty. Oh, Lenny, you and I definitely have taste in the same type of women. Helena Bonham Carter is another gorgeous woman in her day. Damn right. Yeah, man. Mind you, I find something beautiful in every woman. And I tell you, Lenny, I don't want to keep going bang on about it, but my girlfriend, my magical imaginary girlfriend, right? She is absolutely gorgeous. I am so lucky I get to make love to such a beautiful woman. I am so chuffed, Lenny. Honestly. She reminds me, she looks like Seven of Nine from Star Trek. She's got the same figure. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Literally blessed. On the subject of beautiful birds, Jenny Agata, I've got a little treat for you. Let's see if I can get it up, actually. Get it up. What am I like? Hey, what am I like?
Subscribe to Matt Taylor.
Well, hang on.
If you're lucky, you may meet Lenny. Subscribe to Matt Taylor TV, and if you're lucky, you may meet Lenny.
Hey, if there's ever a reason to subscribe to Matt Taylor TV,
Subscribe to Matt Taylor TV, and if you're lucky, you may meet Lenny.
damn right. Yeah, bless your childhood poverty, eh? Oh, man. Shit, man. Childhood poverty. YouTube is actually quite a small world, really, says Justin. Matt, what time zone are we talking about in secondary school? Late 80s, big hair to ball china in your hand period. Yeah. So for me, secondary school was 1982 to 1989. 1982, and then I stayed on a year because I left with one O-level and I fucking panicked. It's like, fuck, I've only got one O-level. So I stayed for another year and I got my 4 GCSEs because I knew you had to get 5 GCSEs to join the police force. And that was my goal in life, just to join the police force. I fucked about loads of times. I was happy to be the average student. Being average for me was okay. I like being average. My name was average. If I put my mind to something, I was A grade. But why put your mind to something when you can just be average? So I was happy being average, and I still am in a way because I know deep down I'm not average. You see what I'm saying? I know really the secret of me is that I'm exceptional. I'm very, very powerful. But all my life I've denied, I've tried to hide my exceptionality. I've tried to hide my power because my power scares people. And I don't like scaring people. So I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll just be, well, not so much scares people. My power elicits a negative reaction in other people. So when I excel, other people fight back. And I learned that at school. When I do good, people try to break me down. So I thought, well, I'll just stay average and be safe. Justin says, Lenny, I can confirm Matt's lovely girlfriend is amazing, isn't she? Isn't she? She's, you know, my girlfriend is classy, Lenny. Right? My girlfriend, you'll never see her other than perfect. You know, she's got a great figure. She presents herself in the best way she can. She smells lovely. She looks lovely. She's just lovely in any way. Matt, getting up on a Saturday night. Oh, mate, there's nothing I love better than making love to my magical imaginary girlfriend. I know. You so mad, Matt. I know. I'm a crazy motherfucker. Not that I've ever fucked my mother. You got to understand. But to be fair, my magical imaginary girlfriend is a mother. So it's fair to say I'm a motherfucker. Matt doesn't get mad. He gets creative. An AI Jenny Agata. What a time to be alive. I know. Can you believe it, eh? Can you believe it, Lenny?
Subscribe to Matt Taylor TV, and if you're lucky, you may meet Lenny.
I mean, oh man, it's worth watching again, I think.
Subscribe to Matt Taylor TV, and if you're lucky, you may meet Lenny.
What a time to be alive, eh? Hey, listen, I've still got half a bottle of Prosecco to get through, so we'll be going to bed soon, honestly. Trust me. 1982 to 1989. Fucking hell, Matt. You must have been like Nelson Mandela leaving jail in 1989, son. Yeah, I mean, I remember the concert for Mandela. You know, and I remember Simple Minds singing it. Free Nelson Mandela. Yeah, man. Fucking hell. 7 years in Tibet. A big shout out to Chris Fall, by the way. He's landed in Kathmandu. I wish Chris Fall all the best on climbing Everest. If you haven't done so already, I haven't done yet. But be sure to subscribe because it's all going for veterans charities. Matt, be honest. Do you think you two were boring and overrated and a bit shit in the 80s? No way. You two were fucking awesome. I saw them. I've been to Wembley. I've been to the Wembley Stadium and watched them. Wembley Arena, a stadium. I think you two were brilliant. There's nothing boring or rated or a bit shit about you two. So let me just put that out there at the moment, okay? You two are brilliant. Fucking love them. What you on about? Hey, Justin, I found the DJ comment and it's literally 10 times longer than all the other comments in there. Bloody, he certainly goes on, doesn't he? Are you ready, everyone? Everybody, even. Yes. Presenting DJ Matthew Dorkside. Here we go. God, we're gonna have a read. It's Jenny Agutters in Logan Runs where she was prime fit, mate. American Rail from London. So anyway, here we go. We've got DJ Matthew DJ. I don't know about you, Lemmy. This is DJ Darkside speaking. I don't know about you, Lemmy. But what's the saying when a load of strange coincidence becomes one big coincidence? It's not a coincidence at all, and a conspiracy. Could it be that the government is active? Daisies and like you said, you've never known it as bad. And on top of that, the overcrowding and this life termers or long term, i.e., you're down for a 30. Wouldn't it be less than an issue if them prisoners were no longer around, dragging the state and taking up a space for all the petty criminals they're going to be locking up since the UK justice system has gone full-on despotic, and it could well be a way of they're forgotten about next thing. They're out the guy who carried out the hit. It would not surprise me, mate, the way things are now in this ridiculous, sad slap of seagull shit covered rock sticking out. What on earth is he on about? Doesn't Darkside commit conspiracy against Kaylee? Of course he does. Matt, thoughts on the latest BBC DJ in trouble? Yes, I've got thoughts on it, mate. And I'll tell you, of the North Atlantic, not anymore. Nothing surprising me these days. What's going on? He just talks complete and utter crap. How many DJs? How many BBC DJs are up to sick crap? I know. I mean, listen. I'm not paying my TV license. I don't watch BBC. But come on. The BBC is somehow nurturing wrong'uns. And I think it's something to do with fame, actually. I think it's something to do with fame. Obviously, you get fame and a very good salary. So you get fame and fortune by being on TV, okay? So we can't actually blame the BBC as such. But you get fame and fortune by being a presenter on the BBC. You get paid shitloads of money and you get recognised in the street. So you get fame and fortune. So you can't blame the BBC for that as such. And so what comes with fame and fortune is entitlement. You feel entitled for certain things, i.e. sex, because you have roadies. There is such thing as roadies. There are certain people who are willing to have sex with you because you are rich and famous. And more often than not, these people who want to have sex with the rich and famous are low IQ. So you get in a situation in which a lot of stuff is offered to you on a plate, be it money, sex, or booze. You know, everything gets given to you on a plate when you're rich and famous. And then there becomes occasions in which you want something, but it isn't available. So because you're so, what's the word? Because you've been so indoctrinated in which you are entitled to everything, then you start taking forcibly. I think that's where people are getting into trouble. They're letting the fame and fortune go to their heads and turning them into predators. The fame and fortune are turning people into predators. So I don't think you could blame the BBC as such, but you can blame fame and fortune for corrupting one's conduct, if you know what I mean. What do you think, Lenny? Matt, I haven't a clue what's going on, but you've given Artemis 2 hopes the night off. Well, yeah, I did go on about it a bit early on at the start, yeah. But hopefully, come Sunday night, Monday, we're close to the moon, which is going to be fascinating. Corner Man is currently doing a extensive expose of Professor David Wilson. Oh, I recognise David Wilson. Yeah, is he the bloke with a beard? Is David Wilson the bloke with a beard? Is it? Professor David Wilson. I'm not a big fan, actually, to be fair. I think he's a bit obnoxious. Oh, no, okay. David Wilson, no, it's not the bloke I thought it would. Not the bloke I thought it is. Okay. Tim Weston, Seville, this current geezer. Is Artemis a silly hoax, money stealing distraction mission? Yeah, well, apparently Gary Waterman thinks so. Russell Brand was celebrated as Shagger of the Year. Now he claims to be religious. And who else did I see holding a Bible? I saw someone else recently accused of sex crimes holding a Bible. Maybe not sex crimes. Did I see a picture of Tommy Robinson holding a Bible? Or was it Danny Tomo? I saw recently somebody sitting in the back of a car holding a Bible. It may have been Russell Brand. Brand is getting accused of rape by numerous women. This is serious. Are all these women lying? Again, another man who felt entitled by the fame and fortune that he obtained via the BBC. Lenny says, Justin, maybe because he has impending court cases. Professor David Wilson has a beard now, yes. Scottish guy who keeps name dropping serial killers, yes. Not the person I thought it was. It's possible Westwood and them are from similar situations to Gabriel, yes. Well, a lot of people, aren't they? And we're not talking about the Genesis, Peter Gabriel. But mind you, let me get it up, actually. This is one of my favourite songs of all time. Let me get it up. Let me get it up. Peter Gabriel, Kate Bush. Oh, let's just play this, shall we? No doubt I'll get a privacy strike, but it's such a beautiful song. We may only play 30 seconds of it, but this is without doubt one of my favorite songs of all time. I love it.
In this proud land we grew up strong. We were wanted all along. I was taught to fight, taught to win. I never thought I could fail. No fight left, or so it seems.
But anyway, beautiful song, and I could listen to it all night. Absolutely fantastic. Holding a Bible is always a powerful tool to appear holier than thou. Yes, Peter of the Pearly Gates. Matt, Professor David Wilson was a prison warden at HMP Gretton years ago. So let me just double check this Peter Wilson, okay? Peter Wilson. Professor Peter Wilson. I got Led Zeppelin in the background. It's fucking brilliant. I love a bit of David. Sorry, not Peter. David. Love a bit of Led Zeppelin. So let me just show you this, Lenny, and just so we're both singing off the same song sheet, so to speak. So to speak, you know what I mean? Are we talking about this bloke then? Are we talking about this bloke? Just confirm. David Wilson. Is this the bloke we're talking about? Yeah, it must be, isn't it? Must be. Doing Professor David Wilson, and this bloke comes up. True crime. Is it this bloke? Yeah, I reckon so. Anyway, no, I don't know anything about him. Yeah, confirmed. Thank you. Thank you. It's confirmed. Yeah. Okay. I believe he is a professor of criminology. That's a nice word, isn't it? Criminology. At least I can pronounce it. I like words in which I can pronounce. Justin says, Lenny, I was in Spring Hill Open Prison. I used to do garden at the Grennan. It's next door. Paula Mann was in Grennan. David Wilson confirmed. Lovely jubbly. Hey, listen.
Subscribe to Matt Taylor TV, and if you're lucky, you may meet Lenny.
And of course, we all want to meet Lenny. Paula Mann is doing a deep dive on him. Okay, yes, Matt. Yeah, interesting. Hey, listen, I'm going to play a promotional video. I'll be back in a mojo. Yeah, I'll be back in a mojo. Yeah. Speak amongst yourselves. And here we go. I'll be back in a mojo.
Wait, this can't be happening. I don't believe it. You've got to be kidding me. Unbelievable. I need to issue a privacy complaint straight away.
Caught on the screen, yeah, the picture's clear. Same old face, but he swears not here. Same old voice with a different spin. Truth walks out while the lies walk in. You can pause, rewind, zoom it tight. Still he's saying that's not my life. Every time when the heat gets near, he disappears in a cloud of fear. Say it loud, say it twice, say it till it bends. If you say it enough, does it make it end? It wasn't me. Yeah, we've heard it before. Same old line like a slam shut door. Truth's outside, but you're killing the key. Look us dead in the eyes. It wasn't me. While the evidence stays, twisting minds in 100 ways. You sway what you say, but we still see every time you cry. It wasn't me.
What? No way. This can't be happening. I don't believe it. You've got to be kidding me. Unbelievable.
Flip the script, now you're under attack. Play the victim, never look back. Anyone who questions gets thrown in the fire. Call them crazy, call them a liar. It's a game where the rules all change. Facts get lost in the rearrange. Black turns white in a single breath. Truth gets buried in social death. Round and round, let the story spin. If you shout it loud, do you always win? It wasn't me, yeah, we've heard it before. Same old line like a slam shut door. Truth's outside, but you're killing the key. Look us dead in the eyes. It wasn't me, while the evidence stays. Twisted minds in 100 ways. You sway what you say, but we still see every time you cry. It wasn't me.
I need to issue a privacy complaint straight away.
Gaslight glow in the midnight feed. Plant the doubt like a poison seed. Tell them up is down, left is right. Blur the day till it looks like night. But the cracks show through the act you play. No matter how you twist the day. And the crowd you thought you could deceive starts to question what to believe.
What? No way. This can't be happening.
It wasn't me. Yeah, scream it again. Echo loud, but it won't defend. Every word just digs it deep. Truth don't vanish, cause you don't keep it. Wasn't me, but the mask won't stay. Every lie got a price to pay. You swear what you say, that's your plea, but we're not blind to it wasn't me.
What you need is a good hiding. Don't worry, Matthew, it will happen soon.
Subscribe to Matt Taylor TV, and if you're lucky, you may meet Lenny.
Thank you, everyone, for keeping me company in these early hours of Sunday, the 5th of April, 2026. But when is 2026? It's only 2026 years after some bloke was apparently born or died. That's the thing about Alan Wilson and Baron Blackett. They say there's one version of the events that the calendar starts from Jesus's birth. And then there's another version that the calendar starts from Jesus's death. But either way, there's a 33-year difference, if you know what I mean. Big shout out to Brian Hurl. A massive shout out to Brian Hurl because he was kind enough to come on to the show, which was always wonderful. So a big shout out to Brian Hurl. We all know who Brian Hurl is of the Dream Team. A big, breaking news. Esau, Rodney K and Bleeding Heart, the Dream Team, are back on YouTube. Give them 2 weeks and they'll be here. Of course, equally, big shout out to Justin. Justin's been with me the whole evening, and Jake and Lenny. Thanks ever so much. You are too kind. You are too kind. You got to stop it. Do you know how much my ego loves being called the Mozart of YouTube? Another fantastic song. Yes, no problem, Matt. Jesus has risen. Well, yeah. Don't mention the number 33, for goodness sake. Still got some lovely Led Zeppelin in the background. I'm nearly finished my Prosecco. So hopefully we'll get up to the 3 hours. Mind you, it'll be nice to go 3 hours, 3 minutes and 3 seconds. Either way, thank you for joining me. I know we should all be asleep. But for me personally, I'm not at my magical imaginary girlfriend's, and I haven't got Diesel, her dog, waking me up at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Either way. But the downside is I'm also not making love to my magical imaginary girlfriend. Over to Lenny. Matt, remember when you interviewed Nikki Lee and you generally smitten and charmed by her? it was like Paula Yates and Michael Hutchence on The Big Breakfast. I do remember, but I also have got bad memories because of fucking Justin. Because Justin spoilt the whole thing, didn't he? And I've later learned that he spoilt the whole thing because he was showing off to Emily, the little fucking toe rag. Yes, so no, it's not good to bring up that, because I do think Nikki Lee is wonderful, and I'm very happy that she's in a wonderful relationship with Brian Harvey. Okay, let me get that straight. But yeah, I love Nikki Lee. I think she's awesome, and I'd love to get to know more about her herself. I think, and I'm not really upset with Justin. The person I am upset with is bloody Brian Harvey coming in and ruining the thing. It was like, listen, Brian Harvey at that time had left YouTube. Good, fuck off, stay out of it. I want to talk to Nikki Lee. Yeah, but I do rate Nikki Lee. She's a lovely lady. She's a lovely lady. 100,001. What you on about? Allegedly. Sorry, Matt. I thought it was a great interview. I cannot bring myself to watch it, Lenny. I've tried to re-watch it, but it's just so cringingly embarrassing. It's just so cringe. It's just so bad. And so it was very nice of you to say it was a great interview. You know, it was very nice of you to say so. But I cannot watch it, and I've tried to watch it. I just can't bring myself to do it. But I am generally interested in Nikki Lee as a person. I think she's got a great story to tell. Not that I know her story, but what a part of her story is, you know, her love affair with Brian Harvey, because, you know, that they are. I'd like to know more about that. How she and Brian met, and you know, she's a loyal woman because she stuck with Brian all through it. And I appreciate loyal women who stick with their man, because I've got that in my magical imaginary girlfriend. You know, she stuck with me all through everything because, you know, shit happened over the last 10 years, okay? For me personally, I've had shitloads of shit hit my palate over the last 10 years. But the one constant that has just kept with me has been my girlfriend. And so I appreciate a loyal girlfriend, okay? And I get the impression that Nikki Lee is a loyal girlfriend. And there's nothing I love better in life than a loyal girlfriend. Oh, right. Stop it. I realise what you're going on about then. No, honestly, I don't want to make love to Nikki Lee. No way. No. There's nothing in me that wanted to have it off with Nikki Lee. I'm more than happy having it off with my magical imaginary girlfriend. You could do radio, Matt. Just don't go and work for the BBC. You could flip to the dark side. I don't think I could, okay? I often think about this because promises, Lenny. There's promise. I've made promises in life, okay? I've made promises to my children that I would never bring shame on them. And I've made promises to my mother that I would never embarrass her. And I've been in situations in which I could have done the bad thing. And I never have done the bad thing, Lenny. You get what I'm saying? I've had the chance, but I'm confident in myself that I may talk about doing it, I may bang on and like fantasize about doing it, right? But when it comes to the push and the shove, I don't do it. And it's your actions rather than your words. So my words may, yeah, man, I'll fucking shag everyone. I'll have a harem. But my action, I would never go through with what I say, if you know what I mean. Because I'd never want to bring shame onto my mother or my children, the past and the present. Because I believe in God. I believe in judgment. I believe in good and evil. Justin says, Lenny, have you heard of Nikki Lee's tribute act? The drag queen, Lee Nikki. Only kidding, son. Matt, cocaine and hookers. You could easily fall prey to that tawdry life. Well, Lenny, have I told you about my experience with cocaine? I once had cocaine, okay? I had a sniff of cocaine back in Brighton. I don't know what year. Okay, I was early 20s before I went to Hong Kong. So I was early 20s, okay? It was Catfish Club in Brighton. Catfish along the seafront. I had a line of cocaine, right? And I walked across the dance floor high on one line of cocaine. And I snogged 6 women. I swear to God, every woman I saw, I just snogged them. I chatted them up, snogged, on to the next. They loved it. And then, of course, when the cocaine wore off and they came back for more, I was like, back to my old self and like, and I thought, I realized how dangerous cocaine was. You know, cocaine turns me into a Superman. But it was the cane, not me. And I remember them, this is dangerous drug, man. This is a dangerous drug because it's so easy to be the Superman all the time. And so I said, no, I'm never doing that again. I'm never doing that again. I want to obtain that confidence without drugs. But yeah, man, one time I've snorted cocaine once in my life. And it was the best half hour I've ever had in my best half hour ever. But never again. Never again. Yes, Lenny, Matt's channel is purely tongue-in-cheek. But believe it or not, some people take it seriously, so seriously that they go to the police. Fucking hell. Talk about it, eh? Queen Victoria's son was 8 years ago. I know. No drag queen, Nikki Lee. Who is he? And do you know about Nikki Lee, right? It was Danny Jones, real name Lyndon Warden, who sent me a link to Nikki Lee's modeling site. So the only reason I saw Nikki Lee on a bed in her underwear with her boobs out was because of Danny Jones, aka real name Lyndon Warden. So I think, I think less of Danny for doing that, because I never asked for that link, okay? And I think it was a bit nasty of him sharing that link around with everyone. Oh, guess what I found? I've got a link of Nikki Lee with her tits out in her underwear on a bed, being provocative. Here, go and have a look at it. Have a look at it. It's like, mate, I never asked for this. Right? I don't go looking for that material. Right? I didn't go looking for that. And I didn't appreciate it. So, and I felt very derogatory towards Lyndon Warden. I thought it was a nasty thing to do. You know, it was nasty sharing it around. So I didn't appreciate it. I didn't appreciate it at all because, you know, porn is accessible. Porn is easily accessible. Okay, you can see 101 birds with their tits out in their underwear, sitting on the bed, being provocative. Okay, it's not. It's the norm. You can see it anywhere. So I did feel very disappointed in Lyndon Warden sharing that link around. I don't think he had to. Justin says the pavilion was the playground for the elites. Everything went on there, yes. And Lenny says, I understand. Listen, I got to wrap it up in 3 minutes, man. I've kept you up long enough. But look, thank you ever so much for letting me reminisce. I'm a soft drug man. Okay? I'm a soft drug man. Always have been. Porn wasn't always a click away, and it's dehumanizing women and men, really. Yes, I know, you know. And I'll put my hand up, Lenny. I used porn at a certain time in my life as stress relief. I'll put my hand up. I used it as stress relief, but I realized into my relationship with Vicky, my magical imaginary girlfriend, that how do I love making isn't about stress relief. And that was a lesson I learned. Love making is about love. And it took me a time to get my head around that. I was using sex as stress relief at some point in my life. I was using pornography as stress relief. But luckily, I managed to like see where I was going wrong. And now it's a completely different ballgame. I don't use porn. And I don't use sex as relief, as release or relief. I use sex as an expression of my love for the person I love, because of course sex is a two-way reciprocatory activity. But anyway, we're coming up to 3 hours. Thank you ever so much, Justin. Yes. I know. Wasn't he masturbating while strangling himself? And on that crazy note, masturbating while strangling yourself, I'll play off with a promotional video. And again, thank you ever so much, everyone, for joining me tonight. It's been absolutely lovely. And let's do it again soon. Good night, everyone.
You type in shadows late at night. No face to show, no need for light. You call it jokes, you call it free, but there's a weight in what you speak. You throw your words like they're just air, like no one's breaking over there. But every line you choose to write leaves something burning out of sight. You say it's nothing, just a scream, but you don't know what's in between. These are the lines you cross. You don't get to call it lost when the the damage starts to show from the things you say and throw. These are the lines you cross, and one day there's a cost. You can laugh, but truth will stay in every word you gave away. You build a story, twist a name, turn a person to a game. Labels thrown without a care, like truth was never even there. And when they fall, you step aside, say, not my fault, and let it slide. But silence doesn't wash it clean of everything that's said and seen. You draw the line, then move it back till there's no sense of what you lack. These are the lines you cross. You don't get to call it lost when the damage starts to show from the things you say and throw. These are the lines you cross, and one day there's a cost. You can laugh, but truth will stay in every word you gave away. If words are nothing, why do they stay? Why do they echo long after the day? Why do they linger, cut so deep, follow someone into their sleep? You never see it, you never will, but quiet damages, damage still. No crowd, no mask, no screen to hide, just you and the truth you try to slide. These are the lines you cross, and they don't just fade or get lost. Every sentence leaves a mark, even whispered in the dark. These are the lines you cross, and one day there's a cost, not in noise, but in what remains.